welcome to the Fables knitting podcast. My name is Faith and I'm a knitter living here in Kansas, and this is my space on the internet where I talk all about my knitting. And today I have a traditional podcast for you. I don't have any finished objects, but I do have some whips that I'll be sharing, and I also have some future knitting plans. I will apologize in advance. My allergies have flared up. I think it's because of the mohair that I've been knitting with. That's been making me sniffle a lot, so I apologize. One, that Terry is rubbing her face on the table, which is making the camera shake, and that there's going to be a lot of cuts in here because I'll be trying to edit out all of my sneezing and sniffling. So, just a disclaimer. Also, I'm wearing my Alino tee again by Woolbird Knits. I test knit this for her, and the yarn I used is Lion Brand Kobu in the color olive, and I'm wearing it for the 100 millionth time on my podcast. So let's just get right into it. First of all, I apologize for not uploading a video last week. It was going to be a knit and chat, and there are a few reasons why I didn't upload it. One, I hate making knit and chats. I don't like it. I don't like filming them. So I don't think I'm going to be doing any more knit and chats on my channel. Two, I was busy, sort of. Work has been really stressful. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I do have one finished object, but it's blocking, and it's my anchor tee, so we'll see that another time. So I have a decent amount of works in progress to show you, so let's just get right into it. The first one we haven't seen in a while, and it's my Fortune sweater by Petite Knit. And I've gotten the body done, as you can see, and I've started on a sleeve. And now I'm doing the ribbing. So yeah, this could be done this month. Yeah. This has been on my needles since March, I want to say, or April, but I think March. And it's just, I don't know why it's been taking me so long, but the body is knit on a 4mm needle, and the ribbing needle is a 3.5mm, and I knit the sleeve at a 4.5mm needle. I don't really know what I was thinking. So I will be knitting the other sleeve in a 4.5mm needle, and I guess that's kind of why it went by so fast. So I did shorten the sleeve. I think she says in the pattern to knit it to 5 inches or something, or 8. Maybe I did. I didn't measure the sleeve from where I started it over there. But I like all of my ribbing to match on my sweaters, and this is a pretty significant rib, and there are sleeve decreases to make a slight balloon effect. So I was unsure of where to start the patterning and when to start the ribbing, so I'm assuming right now it's hold on. So right now it's probably here, which is fine. I was really worried about having the decreases start here, or start here and then the ribbing start here, because I didn't want the poof to kind of look weird on my arm. So I'm pretty confident that the end of the sleeve will probably be about right here. So yeah, the body is a nice length on me. I do prefer longer sweaters. So yeah, I can't wait for this to be done. The yarn I'm using is Zakami yarns. They're brushed baby Suri alpaca, and they're non-superwash merino in the color Cailleach. So yeah, I really like their yarns. I would highly recommend them. It's just the only problem I've been having with their yarn is when I go to wind it, it's all tangled, and that doesn't affect my knitting experience. Obviously, it's just winding it takes more time than usual. But no, this is a really good quality yarn, and if you can get your hands on some Zakami, I would highly recommend and encourage you to do so. My next project is my champagne cardigan by Petite Knit, and a lot of progress has been made. I don't remember what it was looking like the last time I showed it, but nearly done. This is what it looks like. The sleeve is done, the body is done, the button band is done, and now I'm on the sleeve. So I'm unsure of how to show this, but here is a problem, I think. So we can see how puckered this fabric is from the double knit button band. It's been a very long time since I knit a double knit button band, and I know it can get pretty wonky at times, and especially with the pickup rate and your gauge and what needle size you're using, all that stuff really plays a big role in how it's going to make your fabric look. I am partially worried and mostly not worried because I think blocking is really going to help this. This side looks fine. The right side, when wearing, looks fine. And this is just this side, the left side, that I'm a little worried about. But when I stretch it, all of it kind of just goes away and the fabric flattens out. So I think that's what I'm not gonna worry about anything until I'm done blocking and it's officially finished. But I'm on the sleeve, so this probably could be done the next time I podcast, depending on what my knitting schedule looks like. The yarn I'm using is Blue Sky Fibers WoolStok worsted in the color Wild Thyme. It's this really pretty dark green color, and it's heathered. There's some yellows and some lighter greens in here. I love the Blue Sky Fibers WoolStok worsted. All their colors are beautiful, and I love heathered yarns so much because it's not, while it looks like one color from far away, when you get closer to it, you can just see so many other colors. I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but I really like this yarn. I have my next whip, which is my test knit for Liv Olvin of Woodlands Knits, I believe. And this is her Moss Haven sweater that I'm testing for her. This is what it's looking like so far. I have a significant amount done on the body, so I decided when I ran out of yarn on the body to just go ahead and pick up a sleeve, and I'm kind of in the middle of that. I had to use my needles. I needed my 4.5mm needles for something else, so that's why there's little holders on them. But yeah, no, this has been really fun to knit. I love the yarn, and I love the way Liv writes her patterns. This is my first pattern that I've ever knit from her, and I really like it. The construction looks like a typical drop shoulder, but there's actually some German short rows that you start out with, like right off the bat at the shoulders, and then you start in the back, which I really like. So yeah, I'm really excited to have this done. I love blown yarn so much. The yarn I'm using is Drops Air and the color Burgundy. I can't remember the number off the top of my head. But the sweater is so soft, and I think it's gonna look really good on me, and I can't wait to wear it. but this is coming up on its deadline. It's due August 20th, so on the 12th is when I'm going to be starting to work on this every other day. When I get to about 2 weeks left on a test knit, I work on it more so that way it's done in time. So yeah, but this shouldn't take any time at all. I probably have a couple more inches to do on the body before I start the ribbing, and the sleeves can go by pretty fast, so yeah. I have my camisole number 8 to show you. I don't know if I kind of jinxed myself when I first talked about this, when I said that I wasn't gonna like the pattern, and I was really second guessing myself, wondering if I wanted to knit it. I love this pattern so much, and I think I want 1,000,001 camisole number 8s. So here's my stitch marker, is where I was last time, and this is how much I've gotten done since then. I finished the front and did the underarm increases, and then I picked up in the back and started the back panel. So this has been going by pretty fast, I feel like. It's so much fun to work on. I love the cables. It's you don't cable as frequently. I think it's like every 10 rows or something. I don't know. But it's been so addicting to work on, and I love the yarn and I love the color, and it's I can't wait for it to be finished. I am a little unsure of where the top of the strap is going to hit, so this looks like an extremely wide neckline, and I don't know, because where I picked up stitches it looked like this would be the whole front part. Here, let me try it on. This is gonna look weird, I'm sorry. So from where I picked up stitches, well, I guess it's not that bad, but I'm worried that the neckline's gonna be too wide. I don't know. I'm not doing the folded neckline. I do not like the way it looks. I was looking at a lot of pictures before I cast on this project, and I don't like how bulky it is and how it just, I don't like it. So I'm just gonna do single, well, just a 1x1 rib and just not fold it over, because I feel like it cinched the neck in a little bit more. That's the word I'm going for. Yeah, it would cinch in the neck a little bit more, because the one that's like folded over, I feel like really accentuates the just U shape of the neck, and I don't really like that. So I think, well, I know that I'm not going to do a double folded collar, but I'm really excited to finish this. I just have this back panel to do, and then I will be able to join in the round. The yarn I'm using is Kathmandu, or Queensland Collection Kathmandu fingering in the color Iris, and this is how much I have left on my first ball, and I do have a second one. So hopefully I can join in the round with this ball and probably get maybe 2 inches done, and then I can use the rest. I would like this to be a full length camisole, but if I do have to crop it just a little bit, I'd be fine with it. But yeah, that's my camisole number 8 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Okay, I have 2 more whips to show you. One is a new cast on, and this other one is my Terzo sweater, which has gotten so much work done on it. So, I finished the sleeve, and I got way more done on the body. I don't know where it was last time I showed it on the podcast, but I had 2 rows done under the underarm, and then I started a sleeve, and then I did the collar. This is all with 1 skein of yarn. I did the sleeve, and I did a double folded collar, and then I probably got 4 inches on the body and just 1 skein of yarn. And this is my last one. So I have 2 more decreased rounds and then all of the rib to do on here. And then I think I'm knitting to 11 inches under the arm. I may have shortened it to 10 because there's a 3-inch long ribbing, so that would give me 13 inches for a full body length, and that'd be okay with me. But we'll see. This is still a lot of yarn, because I just picked up, like, when I did the double folded collar, I'm trying to remember what happened. Okay, so when I ran out of yarn on the body, I picked up a sleeve. So if I was able to get a sleeve, a collar, and 4 inches done on the body, I will have enough yarn to finish this sweater. But I'm still worried anyway. But I think I'll be fine. So I know that the pattern does have a huge turtleneck. I wanted the turtleneck, but I didn't want to do it, one, because I wasn't going to have enough yarn to do the turtleneck and then get a full-length sleeve and a full-length body. So I just decided to do a little just crew neck. I think I picked up 4 less stitches around the collar, and then just did 20 rows of twisted rib and folded it over. And I've always had issues with folding over collars, that it's always been too tight, so I made sure to bind off extremely loose, and I think I stitched probably every 4th stitch down really loose, so now it's really stretchy. I'm probably going to put an elastic in just in case, but I'm happy with the way it turned out, and I'm happy that I'll be able to fit it over my head. I haven't tried it on, but I know that this is more than enough room for me. So yeah, the yarn I'm using is Lion brand Fisherman's wool in the color birch tweed. And yeah, this project has been so much fun to work on, and I'm excited for it to be done. It'll be a hot minute before I get to wear it, but it just looks so great. My next whip is something you guys haven't seen or anticipated seeing. I didn't have time to post this yarn on Instagram or talk about it being a plan because, one, I didn't have the yarn and I wasn't able to get in a podcast before I cast it on. But this is one of my dream knits for this year, and it's the Hbit sweater by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knitworks. And I cast this on yesterday. I finished my anchor tee yesterday, and I just cast this on right after. So I got the neck done, and the color work is seriously folding in on itself. But that's what I have so far. This is the kind of diamond motif you work before you start working on the fish motif. So the yarn I'm using is Drops Karisma. This one is, I think the name is beige brown, and then this one is just light beige. They looked brown, at least this one did, and then this one looked more of like a cream color when they're held away from each other, but then like worked up, you can tell that this is more of a gray brown, this one, and this is more of like an antler or bone color. And I didn't want like a contrast color and then a white, but I still think that this is a really nice effect. Like, it's not necessarily that classic contrast color and white colorwork sweater. It's more of I feel like it has a little bit more depth to it than just that. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I do like a contrast color and white colorwork sweater, but that's not really the look that I wanted. I wanted more of like a brown sweater with a lighter brown contrast, but I still like this, and I can't wait to see how this sweater grows. I'm knitting the size 3, which is going to give me 5 inches of positive ease. So I have more than enough yarn in case I want to lengthen it. The schematic in the pattern says that the body length is supposed to be 11 inches. That's like just under my belly button, and so I will be lengthening the body significantly. I mean by 3 inches, but no, I'm super excited to work on this more. So let's talk about future plans. I only have 2 to share. I'm gonna try to not move. Oops. I was gonna try to not move the camera around, but so I only have, oh, I guess I have 3. Some of it was buried. So I think it was my last podcast that I talked about this. This box of yarn is my knitting cube pretty much. So you guys probably aren't gonna see this yarn for a while. I just really like to plan ahead. I'm sorry. So the next project that you will see at some point is going to be, I'm going to be using this Lion brand Fisherman's wool in the color Nature Brown to make the book club cardigan by Suri Nordland. I feel like I've been using a lot of Fisherman's wool lately. I just made an Instagram post of the white Fisherman's wool that I have to make the Billy pullover by Suri Nordland, and now I'm going to be making the book club cardigan by Suri Nordland with this brown wool. I'm super excited. Everyone and their mother has been making a book club cardigan, and I really want a cabled cardigan, so I'm super excited to cast this on. I have more than enough yarn to lengthen the cardigan because it's quite cropped, and I think it would be cropped on me, and I just want a big cozy cabled cardigan. And I want a cardigan with pockets. I keep telling myself to put pockets on my cardigans, but I never do. So hopefully I will do it this time. My next project is a pattern that I actually forgot existed for the longest time until I did my test knit for Gregoria Fibers, and I did get a pattern for free for testing for her. It's the Ula sweater by Gregoria Fibers. I'll put in a picture of what it looks like. I forgot that sweater existed, and I want it so bad. And that was the pattern that I chose, and I think I have a really good yarn for it. So if you've been watching my podcast for a while, maybe you will recognize this. I don't know if I've ever talked about it. But it's the Lion brand 100% baby alpaca. I got this on the Joann's website, and I think they still have it. Lion brand has really been popping off with using all this like natural or animal fibers, so I guess that's good. So this is the 100% baby alpaca, and this is in the color charcoal, and I have 9 of these, so I do have enough to make the sweater. And I was thinking what other colors I could do it in, but the sample is knit in gray, so that means I need to make it in gray, because I think that's why I like the sweater so much. And I don't really have anything gray besides my cardigan number 7 that doesn't really fit me, so I will be making the Ula sweater. The pattern originally calls for using 3 strands of mohair together on a 4mm needle, but this yarn has a 4mm needle recommendation, but I might just go up half a needle size just in case. But yeah, I'm so excited to knit the Ula sweater. And my last plan is going to be another colorwork sweater. I've had the Winter Wood sweater for a while. It's by Jessica McDonald. I love all of her patterns. And I bought this yarn at the beginning, well, the end of last year. It was a pre-order from Oakwood Knits, and I got the yarn at the beginning of this year. I don't think I'll have enough to make the sweater. The size, when I buy yarn, I pick the sweater that I want to knit it in, and I try to get a little bit more than enough in case I need to lengthen something or whatever. that was when I was a smaller size, and my bust has grown quite significantly since then. So this might be just a little itty bitty bit cropped. I'm hoping and praying that the yardage estimation is extremely exaggerated in the pattern, but it probably isn't. Anyway, the yarn I'm going to be using is this Oakwood Knits Natural Decay, which is 100% non-superwash fine organic merino, 231 yards and 100 grams. So this is the main color of the Winter Woods. It's this really pretty green color, and then my contrast color is Oakwood Knits Natural Decay in the color First Frost, which is this really icy blue color. And it's gonna be the contrast. Obviously, that's what I said. So yeah. I'm so excited to work on this. I've just been craving color work. I think I have my Stages sweater that I'm gonna make, and I have the Fernwood sweater I'm gonna make, and this is gonna be the third colorwork sweater that I have in my queue, so that's crazy. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. I feel like I haven't like shown this yarn in a while, but yeah. I keep forgetting that I have patterns to share with people and with you guys. I just sneezed like 5 times, I think. Oh my goodness. Okay. I forgot to talk about these in my last podcast, so I'm going to talk about them now. Every month I buy 3 new patterns because I can. And one of the patterns that I bought is the Oatmeal Sweater by Kuto Vakika. I'll put in a picture of it over here. I love her pattern so much. I still have the Arctic Light sweater that I need to knit, but I really loved the look of this one, and I feel like most cabled sweaters have like a moss stitch or a seed stitch or something like that as like the little texture on the side that separates the cables and stuff, but this one has a really interesting one. I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of like a woven stitch, and I'm really excited to try that out. I don't know when I'm gonna get to this pattern, but it's still nice to have in my pattern stash. And the other garment that I bought is the Colette pullover by Sari Nordland. One of the ladies from Those Twins Who Knit has made it, and I loved her version of it, and I love the look of the sweater. It's very elegant and elevated, and I just love it so much. So one day I will get to that. And then another pattern that I bought and forgot existed are the Lori Palazzos by Code Knitwear. It's a wide rib flared leg pant, and I want knitted pants. And Boring Knit, before they went out of business, they had pants really similar to this. But I'm really excited for this. I will need to get a waistband, but you need a lot of yarn for it. But the pattern looks pretty simple to me just from reading it. It's 4 pages long, 5 pages long. There are charts for the decreases for the crotch and stuff, and I believe there are short rows. I'm just reading through the pattern, I'm sorry. I guess not. But I will need to get an elastic band for them. I'm just unsure which yarn to use because I wouldn't want something that would pill a lot, especially around the butt area because I sit a lot. And I wouldn't want it to also like pill at the thighs. My thighs chafe and it's a whole thing and I hate it. The yarn that she recommends is Drap Soft Tweed. And I would also like want, I've never used Drop Soft Tweed, so I don't know how that yarn holds up over time. I don't like using acrylic yarn anymore and I try to stay away from it. But I wouldn't mind using it for like a practice pair of pants. So, I mean, maybe I would use something with nylon in it or polyamide that would hold up really well over time, but we'll see. That is all of the knitting content that I have to share with you. If that's all you're here for, then you can go ahead and leave, and I will see you next time. My next video will be a vlog. I will probably start filming that today. So yeah, I'll see you next time. But if you are here for all the life stuff, then welcome. I don't really know where to start. I mean, I'm acting like my life is dramatic, but it's not. Work has been very stressful. I feel like I say this every single time that I talk about it, but next week I test out of my cycle 1 training, and I'm terrified. And then I start my cycle 2 the next day if I pass the test. Well, I mean, I guess when you guys are seeing it, I've already taken the test, but I'm filming this on Monday. What am I talking about? I take the test in like 3 days. Okay, never mind. So that makes me even more worried right now. But I've been studying like crazy for it. And yeah, and then I start cycle 2, which is going to be 4 weeks, so I'll be switching to the other side of the week. So I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and every other Saturday now. But now I'm going to be starting to work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, every other Saturday. So yeah, it'll like throw things off just a little bit, and I'm a person who really gets comfortable really easily in my routines. I'm still going to try to stick with my uploading schedule of uploading on Saturdays, and yeah, but work has been taking up a lot of my time, and even though like I come home and I do have time to do things, I'm just so exhausted that like I barely pick up my knitting when I come home. So yeah, I apologize if I've been distant on social media. I've been getting I do enjoy reading people's messages and comments on my stuff. It just takes me a while to respond now because I talk to people all day, so I don't want to come home and talk to people, and I feel like that sounds kind of harsh, but that's just how it is. I've been getting some more high stress calls that just leave me mentally exhausted, and a lot of serious things have been happening here. I'm not going to talk about them just because, I mean, we've done media releases on things, but I'm just not going to talk about it here. But so I'm sorry if I haven't been responding to your comments. I do read them. It's just sometimes I don't know what to say, and I feel guilty just leaving a heart on a comment instead of just responding to it. But I usually try to answer comments on previous videos every Saturday that I upload. And then with Instagram, just kind of a couple days after you comment. I don't know. I'm sorry if I've been distant and you've been wondering why. Just a lot of things are going on right now. So yeah. I'm trying to think of things that are coming up. It's just really, hopefully, fingers crossed, going into cycle 2 the next couple of days, and I hope I pass my test. Terry's playing with her box. I'm thinking about getting a tattoo. On my wrist. I just want, I'll put in a picture of what I want. I've been scrolling through Pinterest and I just keep seeing all these like vintage drawings and stuff, and like architectural vintage drawings, and that's just what I want on my wrist, kind of like a little like bracelet sort of deal. And I did want a bigger tattoo, but I can't afford that. So if I do want a bigger one in the future, I'd probably save up over a couple of months or something. But I've been wanting another tattoo. I really need to get this one finished. But the guy who did it, he's in Loveland, Colorado, and I'm in Kansas, and I don't want to drive all the way up through Denver for a tattoo. It's not worth it to me. But yeah, I might be getting a tattoo soon. But yeah, I hope you all are doing well. And thank you so much for your support on my last video, and that you keep continuing to watch the things that I post, and that you're so interested in my knitting. As I said, my next video will be a vlog. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I don't know how it's all gonna go. But I love filming vlogs so much. It's my favorite thing. So I'm really excited to get that started. So I hope you're looking forward to it just as much as I am. And with that, I will say goodbye, and I will see you next time.